Hello aspirants, looking at current affairs for 20th December. The news items picked up from the Hindu newspaper are these 12. We'll look at them in detail. The first one, China a threat, India an ally. So this is President Donald Trump unveiling the new national security strategy of USA. So in this strategy, India has been supported. It is said that it will support India as to emerge as a leading global power, while countries like China, Russia, Pakistan, Iran, and North Korea are recognized as threats, including Islamism. So here you can see, with respect to India, it says that India's global standing has enhanced from being a balancing power to be a leading power. So quadrilateral cooperation also in the South China Sea region. You can see the Pacific Ocean region in the broader sense. So this cooperation of USA with Japan, Australia and India would also be increased. So that would also be seen. India is already a major defense partner of USA. So this defense and security cooperation will also be enhanced. And India also finds a mention as a partner in President Donald Trump's plan for South and Central Asia and Indo-Pacific region. So you can see that India is recognized as a potential partner, a close ally, and China is named as a threat in both these sections. This is there. With respect to Pakistan, it says that we press Pakistan to intensify its counterterrorism efforts, since no partnership can survive a country's support for militants and terrorists. So we target the partner's own service members and officials. So Pakistan has been indicted. Then next is China slams US strategy as Cold War mentality. So in response to this national security strategy of USA, China and Russia have said that this is actually US in the Cold War mentality. So an imperialist character is clearly evident from this policy, and also Russia has been warned in this strategy, national security strategy, that Russia's nuclear weapons are the most significant existential threat to United States. So on this also Russia has responded, saying that we cannot accept being described as a threat to US security. But Russia has also been praised, so that aspect has also been acknowledged as such. So the positive feature in the report is that USA says that it is ready to cooperate with Russia in areas such as exchange of security information. So this is also appreciated. Then next is clearance for defense projects to be eased. So the Union Minister of State for Defense has appreciated Border Road Organization personnel. The Border Roads Organization has presently completed its target of construction of strategic roads in border areas. Especially the completion of Rohtang Tunnel in Himachal Pradesh is praised. So the centre's policy decision presently is to ease the procedure for clearance of defense projects. This is generally seen to be a major hurdle in BRO's functioning, the construction of border roads here. So majorly the concern is regarding preservation of ecology and environment also. So this would be the responsibility of BRO now, and it constructs strategic roads in rugged terrain and inhospitable climates with paucity of funds. So that is being lauded here. So achievements this year you can see is an all-weather 8.8 kilometer long Rohtang Tunnel. So this is expected to be opened in 2019. Then the Theng Tunnel in Sikkim, and also the world's highest motorable road which has been constructed over Umlingla, a pass in Ladakh at a height of 19,300 feet. So Border Roads Organization's projects are presently to construct 17 highway tunnels totaling 100 km in length along the LAC, line of actual control. So this line of actual control is the border between India and China. So you can see here, apart from Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh share border with China. Then next is ensure access for disabled in higher education, Supreme Court. So higher education institutions, both government and government aided ones, have to ensure level playing field for disabled persons. And if that is not ensured, then they will face action for discrimination. This is the Supreme Court warning. Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act provides for 5% reservation in seats for admissions, and this has to be complied with. it is seen the Supreme Court says that this provision is not being complied with. 5% reservation is not provided. So it was ruling, giving its judgment on an 11-year-old PIL petition which has been filed by Disabled Rights Group, and it has also directed, Supreme Court has directed the University Grants Commission to constitute a committee and come up with possible guidelines. The committee should come up with possible guidelines for facilitating access of students with disabilities in universities and colleges. It also said it can consider an in-house body in each educational institution for taking care of day-to-day needs of the differently abled persons. And it is seeking compliance by 30th June 2018. So this is regarding the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act of 2016, which has come into force since April 2017. So here you can see the highlights that the number of disabilities were increased, types of disabilities increased from 7 to 21. So you can see autism spectrum disorder, specific learning disability, speech and language disability. These were new disabilities like sickle cell disease, which have been added to the list of disabilities. So these are the 21 disabilities listed in this new act, the Disabilities Act of 2016, and reservation in government jobs has been increased from 3% to 4%, and reservation in educational institutions has been increased to 5%. So that is there. So these are the details provided here. The government has come up with Accessible India campaign to provide rights of disabled. The next is UIDAI tightens norms for Aadhaar linking. So UIDAI, which is Unique Identification Authority of India, the apex body for Aadhaar, it has said that the norms will be tightened now. It has tightened the norms for mapping Aadhaar number to different bank accounts. It has been seen that this has been done by various authorities, various bodies without consent, informed consent of the customers. So it says that now explicit informed consent from customers is a must. So this is the change which has been made as such, because even NPCI has said that we'll disable the overriding feature that the UIDAI said is being misused by many banks while seeding Aadhaar to accounts. So when Aadhaar is being linked to bank accounts, informed consent of residents is not taken. So subsidy is provided by the government through Aadhaar, and it is credited to new accounts which have been opened with these Aadhaar linking without the knowledge of the customers. And especially in rural areas and remote areas, people are unable to access those accounts because of the subsidy amount is credited in that account, and they do not have branches or cash out points in those areas. So they are suffering the most because of this. So explicit informed consent from customers is now a must before Aadhaar linking of bank accounts. This is called the overriding feature in accounts. So this is there. You can see the detail provided that existing subsidy account is automatically overwritten with the latest Aadhaar linked bank account, and the money subsidy amount is transferred into that account. Even telecoms, for telecom linking also, for verification of mobile number, also a payment bank account is being used. This was the Airtel. Airtel India is a payment bank too. So payment bank account is opened up, and this is the Aadhaar linking is done to that, and this is done without the informed consent of the customers. So this is what is being in use now. So this aspect has been disabled now. That automatic overwriting of bank accounts, it has been halted as such by NPCI. So explicit consent now becomes compulsory. Then next is Parliament gives nod to IIM bill. So a bill has been initiated in the Parliament, and it has received assent from both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, Indian Institute of Management. So these IIMs, they presently are allowed to grant postgraduate diplomas, but now they will be allowed to grant degrees as well. So students can acquire doctoral degrees as such too from IIMs as well. So the bill, earlier fellowship of the IIMs was not regarded as PhD. That's why students would complete their diploma in IIMs and then go abroad to earn a doctoral degree. So now they'll be able to provide doctoral degrees also. So this is the change. There are 20 IIMs in the country which have been conferred with status of institutions of national importance. So there will be greater functional autonomy for them to restricting the role of the government in their functioning. Earlier, the government had a role in appointment of chairpersons and directors on the boards of these companies, and also fixing the payment of the directors. But now a board of governors will be appointed by will appoint the director of each IIM. So board of governors itself will do it. So this is their search cum selection committee would also be established to give names, recommend names for the directors. And also variable pay can be determined by this board of governors. So this is regarding the IIM bill. So it grants autonomy, allows them to grant degrees, and gives them functional autonomy. The next is Lok Sabha passes bill repealing 245 old laws. So these are old, obsolete and archaic laws which have been repealed now. So two bills have been passed by Lok Sabha repealing these 245 obsolete laws, of which one is also 1911 Prevention of Seditious Meeting Act. So there are many colonial era laws which still continue to be in the statute books. So they have been repealed now. It also in the last 3 years, more than 1,800 such laws have been repealed. So in 1950 itself also, Parliament had repealed 1,029 laws. So there is a need to update the statute books too, and this is being done presently. So these are regarding some obsolete laws mentioned also. You can see Prevention of Seditious Meetings Act, which has presently been repealed. It empowered the district magistrate or police commissioner to prohibit a public meeting in a proclaimed area if they believe such meeting was likely to promote sedition. So this has now been repealed, because if they stay in the statute books, they can be revived and used at any point of time and may even affect otherwise law-abiding citizens. The next is over 5.5 lakh voters went with Nota. So this is none of the above. So none of the above option which is there on EVM machines now. It has been used by around 5.5 lakh voters. So this is regarding the Gujarat Assembly elections. So it has the second highest percentage votes in Nota, because Bihar is top of the list with 2.48% of the voters voting so in the latest assembly elections. And now in Gujarat it was 1.8% of the people who voted on Nota. So the lowest Nota vote share has also been in Delhi assembly elections of 2015, where only 0.4% preferred Nota. Even in UP elections in which BJP swept with a huge majority, only 0.87% voters had rejected all candidates. Nota, none of the above means all candidates are rejected by the voter. So this is the effect of Nota also shown here, that where Nota is greater than win margin and where as such. So you can see this is shown here. So this means that win margin means the runner-up and the winning candidate, because it's first past the post polls in each constituency. So the win margin as such is less than Nota. Nota is more than the win margin. So that such 30 seats were there in the present Gujarat assembly elections. Means if all the Nota voters would have voted for the runner-up candidate, then that runner-up candidate may have won. So this gives you a little idea about how Nota can affect and swing elections too. However, it is also true that the candidates who voted for, the voters who voted Nota could have voted for any political party. Then next is CAG picks flaws in centre's accounting. So Comptroller and Auditor General of India has highlighted several flaws in Union government's accounting procedure for the financial year 2015-16. So it says that there is an understatement on the fiscal deficit and revenue deficit. So the CAG report talks on the government's compliance of the rules and targets set under FRBM Act of 2003. So the government has deferred payments amounting to more than 1.87 lakh crores in 2015-16. Because it has not made these payments, it has an impact on fiscal and revenue deficits for that year. So this is being highlighted, that how government is understating fiscal and revenue deficit. Here you can see there is also misclassification of revenue expenditure as capital expenditure and vice versa. That also results in understatement on revenue deficit. So also levies which have been collected, levies, cesses which have been collected have not been transferred to the relevant funds. So this also is a cause for understatement of revenue and fiscal deficit. So all these aspects are highlighted. Even subsidy claims relating to fertilizer, food and petroleum, they are pending. devolution of taxes to the states are pending. So this also affects the fiscal deficit ratios. So this is being put forth by the CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. It says that the government has failed to meet the FRBM targets for 2015-16 on both fiscal deficit and revenue deficit count. And it has subsequently changed the targets and deadlines without making relevant changes to the act itself. Right. Then next is amendments to Companies Act passed to ease compliance. So Companies Amendment Bill 2017 has been passed. It strengthens corporate governance standards, initiates strict action against defaulting companies, and also is helping to improve ease of doing business in the country. The next is scientists find over 100 new species in Mekong region. So this is regarding the Mekong River and its basin. So the Mekong River flows from China into Laos, Thailand. You can see here Cambodia, Vietnam, Myanmar also lies in the Mekong River basin. So all these states here, this Mekong basin region is said to be one of the ecologically diverse region as well as a threatened region. So our 100 new species have been discovered in this region as such. So out of these, the prominent ones are Vietnamese crocodile lizard. 11 amphibians have been discovered. There's a Thai turtle which has been found. So these were found on sale in local markets and they were recognized as new species, which is one of the most biodiverse region in the world. So you can see there is jungle and river ecosystem increasingly threatened by roads, dams, and also illegal wildlife trade in this region. So the prominent species, apart from the turtle, the crocodile lizard, then there is this bat with horseshoe-shaped face, which has been found, a snail-eating turtle discovered as such by scientists in the local market in Thailand. Also crocodile lizard, as we saw, this is from Vietnam's evergreen forests. So the reptile as such, crocodile lizard, was first discovered in 2003, but to confirm its status as a separate subspecies, it has taken time. So there are around 11 amphibians, 2 fish, 11 reptiles, 88 plants and 3 mammals, which are amongst these 100 new species discovered in Mekong region. So this is there. You can see the Mekong River basin is also shown here, which includes Upper China, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam and Cambodia. Then next is the last news item. Crew from US, Russia and Japan dock in ISS. So this is regarding the International Space Station, which is in a low Earth orbit around the Earth. 3-man space crew made up of American, Japanese and a Russian cosmonaut have successfully been docked to ISS. So they are on a 6-month mission now. The Soyuz MS-07 has been used which was blasted from Russia's Cosmodrome, Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. So these astronauts have been taken up to ISS now. So our flight to ISS generally takes 6 hours, but then this present flight took 2 days because of the lab's position in space at the time of the launch. So they had to follow a circuit and then reach ISS. So NASA has stopped using its own manned missions to ISS since 2011. So it is Russia which provides the rockets for sending astronauts to space. So the crew component on US section of ISS has also been increased to 4 now. So this is regarding the International Space Station. It's a habitable artificial satellite in low Earth orbit. The first component of this was launched in 1998. It can often be seen with the naked eye from the Earth. It is a joint project among 5 participating space agencies, which include NASA, Roscosmos, means NASA of USA, Roscosmos of Russia, JAXA of Japan, European Space Agency, and also CSA, the Canadian Space Agency. So these are the 5 participating space agencies of ISS. It has 2 sections. One is the Russian orbital segment and another one is US orbital segment on ISS. So these are shared. Russian is with Russia and these are shared by many nations as such. So it has solar arrays too, which power it. So launches are presently done by Russian Proton and Soyuz rockets. American space shuttles, as we discussed, have been halted. They have been suspended since 2011. So ISS serves as microgravity and space environment research laboratory. So there is research which is undertaken at ISS presently. It's also the 9th space station to be inhabited by crew. Earlier to Soviet Union had its Salyut, Almaz and Mir stations. US has its Skylab station. So these were earlier there too. ISS has been continuously occupied for the last 15 years since the arrival of the first expedition in 2000. So now it has been up to 17 years that it has been functioning. And as we discussed, US shuttle program ended in 2011. So now Soyuz rockets are the only providers for transport for astronauts to ISS, along with even the private companies like Dragon is the provider of bulk cargo as such. So this is the American portion of ISS has been funded until 2024. So whether the cooperation would continue beyond that or not will have to be seen later. So this is an initiative, Russia and US working together on ISS. So here the details are provided. So it has been 16 years now, you can say more than 16 years that the ISS has been occupied by astronauts. So these are the news items. Thank you.